Right then, you donkeys! Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gad Stronger, and let me tell you something straight away. I am absolutely sick and tired of seeing you lot mess up the most versatile, delicious protein on the planet. Dry, bland, boring chicken? Not in my kitchen, and not in yours anymore. Today we're going on a journey, a culinary masterclass, to sort you all out once and for all. This isn't just a recipe list. This is your Bible for poultry perfection. We are counting down the top 10 ultimate chicken recipes that you absolutely must try. These are the dishes that will make you a legend in your own home. Forget everything you think you know about cooking chicken. We're going to elevate your game from a home cook to a culinary rock star. Each recipe we're tackling today is a stunner, a showstopper, a guaranteed winner. From crispy skin that crackles under your fork to sauces so rich and decadent you'll want to bathe in them, we're covering it all. I'm giving you the secrets, the techniques, the passion you need to execute these dishes flawlessly. No more excuses for serving up something that looks like it's been run over by a lorry. So listen up, pay attention, take notes, and get ready to transform your cooking. Before we dive into this poultry paradise, do me a favor. Right now, go down below and hit that like button until it's black and blue. And while you're at it, press subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss a single bloody thing. You won't want to miss the incredible dishes coming your way. Now sharpen your knives, put your aprons on, and let's get cooking. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the one, the only, the undisputed king of Sunday dinner, the classic roast chicken. Now, listen to me. A perfect roast chicken is not just food, it's an event. It's the centerpiece, the hero of the table. Getting it right is a non-negotiable skill. We're talking about skin so crispy it shatters like glass when you touch it, and meat so moist and tender it practically melts off the bone. The aroma alone, that beautiful scent of thyme, rosemary, garlic, and lemon filling your entire house. It's pure, unadulterated magic. Most of you get this wrong. You're scared of it. You either undercook it and risk sending your guests to the hospital, or you overcook it until it's as dry as my grandmother's flip-flop. The secret? It's all about preparation and temperature control. You need to season it aggressively, inside and out. Don't be shy. Salt, pepper, get it everywhere. Stuff that cavity with aromatics, half a lemon, a whole head of garlic sliced in two, a big bunch of fresh herbs. This isn't just for show, it perfumes the meat from the inside as it roasts. Then, the butter. Oh, the butter. You need to get a beautiful, high-quality, unsalted butter. Mix it with more chopped herbs and garlic, and get it right under the skin. Gently separate the skin from the breast meat with your fingers and push that glorious compound butter all over. This is what bastes the chicken as it cooks, keeping the breast meat succulent and juicy, while helping that skin get golden brown and outrageously crispy. You have to treat the bird with respect, with love, with a bit of finesse. The cooking process is crucial. High heat to start, to get that skin crisping up immediately, then you lower the temperature to let it cook through gently and evenly. And for goodness sake, let it rest. If I see one more of you pull a chicken out of the oven and carve it straight away, I will lose my mind. All those beautiful juices you worked so hard to keep inside will just pour out onto the board. Let it rest for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Tent it with foil, let the muscle fibers relax, and let the juices redistribute. Patience is a virtue, especially here. When you finally carve that bird, and you hear the crackle of the skin, see the steam rising from the juicy meat, and present it to your family. That's a moment of pure triumph. You've not just cooked a meal, you've created a memory. This is the foundation of great cooking, a dish that says I love you without uttering a single word. Master the roast chicken, and you've mastered the heart of home cooking. Simple, elegant, and absolutely bloody delicious. Done. Coming in at number 9, a dish of pure, shameless indulgence, chicken Alfredo pasta. Let's be honest, sometimes you just need that creamy, cheesy, carb-loaded comfort that hits you right in the soul. But there is a massive difference between a proper, stunning Alfredo and that bland, gloopy rubbish you get from a jar. A real Alfredo sauce is a thing of beauty. It's rich, velvety, and clings to every single piece of pasta and chicken. It should be luxurious, not heavy. The star, of course, after the chicken is the sauce, and it starts with quality ingredients. We're talking real Parmesan cheese, Parmigiano Reggiano. None of that pre-grated dust that comes in a plastic shaker. You need the good stuff, grated fresh. It melts beautifully and has a nutty, salty flavor that is simply irreplaceable. We start by gently sautéing garlic and butter until it's fragrant, Then we pour in beautiful, heavy cream. You let that simmer gently, reducing it slightly to thicken it up. While the sauce is simmering away, let's talk about the chicken. You want tender, juicy pieces of chicken breast. The key is not to overcook it. Season it well with salt and pepper, maybe a touch of paprika for color, and pan-sear it until it's golden brown on both sides, but still juicy inside. Let it rest for a minute before you slice it into beautiful strips. When you add it to the sauce at the end, it will finish cooking through and absorb all that creamy goodness. That's how you keep it tender, not rubbery like a dog's chew toy. Now, back to the sauce. Once the cream has thickened slightly, you turn the heat right down. This is important. You take it off the heat and slowly whisk in that freshly grated Parmesan cheese. If the sauce is too hot, the cheese will split and become grainy. You want it to melt slowly, emulsifying into the cream to create a silky smooth, glossy sauce. A pinch of nutmeg, a crack of black pepper. Perfection. Then you toss in your perfectly cooked pasta. Fettuccine is classic for a reason. It holds the sauce beautifully. Finally, you bring it all together. The pasta, coated in that divine sauce, the tender strips of chicken, maybe a sprinkle of fresh parsley for a bit of color and freshness. When you take that first bite, the combination of the creamy, cheesy sauce, the tender chicken, and the perfectly al dente pasta. It's a symphony of textures and flavors. It's rich, decadent, and utterly irresistible. This isn't just a pasta dish, it's a hug in a bowl. And when you make it from scratch, it's 100 times better, simply stunning. All right, at number 8, we're turning up the heat. We're talking about the ultimate, undisputed champion of snacks, appetizers, and game day feasts, spicy buffalo wings. Forget those soggy, greasy things you get delivered in a cardboard box. A proper buffalo wing is a masterclass in texture and flavor. It's got to have that incredibly crispy, crunchy skin that gives way to juicy, tender meat inside. And then, bam! That sauce hits you. That perfect balance of fiery cayenne pepper heat, tangy vinegar, and rich, melted butter. The first secret to an amazing wing is getting the skin right. You can't just toss them in the fryer and hope for the best. You need to get them as dry as possible before they even see the heat. Pat them down with paper towels, really get in there and dry them off. Some people even let them air dry in the fridge for a few hours on a rack. This is what guarantees that super crispy skin we're all chasing. A little bit of baking powder in your seasoning can also help draw out moisture and create an even crunchier exterior. It's science, people. Whether you fry or bake them is up to you, but the goal is the same high heat for maximum crispiness. If you're frying, make sure your oil is at the right temperature, about 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. Cook them in batches so you don't overcrowd the pan and drop the oil temperature, which leads to greasy wings. If you're baking, get them on a wire rack on a baking sheet. This allows the hot air to circulate all around the wing, crisping it up on all sides. You want them golden brown and beautiful. Now the sauce. The iconic buffalo sauce is beautifully simple. It's not about a million ingredients, it's about balance. You take a good quality hot sauce. Frank's Red Hot is the classic for a reason, and you melt it down with a generous amount of unsalted butter. The butter tames the heat just a little and gives the sauce a rich, silky texture that coats the wings perfectly. A little splash of white vinegar for extra tang, maybe a touch of Worcestershire sauce or garlic powder for depth, but that's it. Simplicity is key. The final step is the most satisfying. You take your hot, crispy wings straight from the fryer or oven and put them in a big bowl. Pour that gorgeous, bright red, buttery sauce all over them and toss them until every single nook and cranny is coated in that spicy, tangy goodness. Serve them up immediately with some crunchy celery and carrot sticks and a cool, creamy blue cheese dip to tame the fire. The contrast is what makes it so addictive. Crispy, juicy, spicy, tangy, cool, and creamy all in one bite. It's messy, it's loud, and it's absolutely bloody brilliant. Moving on to number 7, we're taking a trip to Flavortown with a dish that is beloved all over the world, chicken tikka masala. This is not just a curry, it's an institution. It's that beautiful, vibrant, creamy tomato sauce, packed with aromatic spices, cradling tender, smoky pieces of marinated chicken. A proper tikka masala is a complex symphony of flavors. It's a little sweet, a little tangy, deeply savory, and wonderfully aromatic. Done right, it is a truly spectacular dish that will blow your mind. It all starts with the marinade for the chicken. This is where the first layer of flavor is built. We're talking thick, full-fat yogurt, which not only carries flavor, but also tenderizes the chicken beautifully. To that, you add a powerhouse of spices: ginger, garlic, turmeric, garam masala, cumin, coriander, and a touch of chili for a gentle heat. You want to marinate the chicken pieces for at least a few hours, but overnight is even better. This allows those flavors to penetrate deep into the meat. Traditionally, the marinated chicken, or tikka, is cooked in a tandoor oven, which gives it that characteristic smoky char. But we can replicate that at home. You can thread the chicken onto skewers and cook it under a very hot grill or broiler, turning it until it's cooked through, and you get those beautiful, slightly blackened, charred edges. That char is not a mistake. It's a crucial flavor component that adds a smoky depth to the final dish. Don't be afraid of getting a bit of color on there. The sauce, or masala, is where the magic really happens. It's a rich, creamy, tomato-based sauce that is just heavenly. You start by building a flavor base, frying onions, garlic, and ginger until soft and sweet. Then you add more ground spices, a similar blend to the marinade, and toast them for a minute to release their fragrant oils. In go the tomatoes, either passata or finely chopped, and you let that simmer down, allowing the flavors to meld and deepen. It's a process of patience, building layer upon layer of flavor. To finish the sauce and give it that signature creamy, luxurious texture, you stir in cream or coconut milk at the end. This balances the acidity of the tomatoes and brings everything together into a harmonious, velvety gravy. You then add your beautifully charred chicken pieces to the sauce and let it all simmer together for a few more minutes. Serve it up with fluffy basmati rice and some warm, buttery naan bread for mopping up every last drop of that incredible sauce. It's a taste of heaven, a dish that comforts and excites all at once. Absolutely gorgeous. Cracking the top half of our list at number 6 is a dish that proves simple can be stunning: lemon herb grilled chicken. In the summer, when the sun is shining and the barbecue is calling, this is the recipe you need. There is nowhere for bad cooking to hide here. It's all about fresh, vibrant flavors and perfect technique to achieve that holy grail of grilled chicken: a beautifully charred exterior with meat that is unbelievably juicy and succulent on the inside. This is clean, healthy, and outrageously delicious cooking. The secret, and I cannot stress this enough, is the marinade. A brilliant marinade does 3 things. It seasons the meat, it tenderizes it, and it protects it from the fierce heat of the grill. For this, we're creating a flavor bomb. We need lots of freshly squeezed lemon juice and zest for that bright, zesty punch. Then, a lorry load of fresh herbs. Think rosemary, thyme, oregano, parsley, finely chopped to release all their essential oils. Add to that a good amount of minced garlic, a generous glug of quality olive oil, salt, and freshly cracked black pepper. You need to let the chicken bathe in that glorious marinade. Get it all over. Use chicken thighs for guaranteed juicy results. They are more forgiving than breast meat. Or if you are using breast, pound it to an even thickness so it cooks uniformly. Let it sit for at least 30 minutes, but a couple of hours is even better. The acid from the lemon juice will start to work on the protein, making it incredibly tender. The olive oil will help conduct heat and prevent it from sticking to the grill. When it comes to grilling, control your heat. So many of you just blast it on high and wonder why you end up with a piece of chicken that's burnt on the outside and raw in the middle. You want a 2-zone fire. One side of the grill should be screaming hot to get those beautiful grill marks and that initial sear. The other side should be cooler. You sear the chicken on the hot side for a couple of minutes per side, then move it to the cooler side to finish cooking through with the lid down. This indirect heat cooks it gently and evenly. The result is pure perfection. The chicken will be golden brown with those dark, handsome grill marks. The aroma of the charred lemon and herbs will be intoxicating. And when you slice into it, the juices should run clear. Let it rest for a few minutes before you slice it. You know the drill by now. Serve it with a big, fresh salad, some roasted vegetables, or slice it up for sandwiches or tacos. It's versatile, it's healthy, and it tastes like sunshine on a plate. A simple masterpiece that you will make again and again. Beautiful. At number 5, we have a true Italian-American heavyweight, a dish that is pure comfort and joy on a plate: chicken parmesan or chicken parmigiana. Come on, what's not to love? You have a tender chicken cutlet, pounded thin, coated in a seasoned, crispy breading, fried to golden brown perfection, then smothered in a rich marinara sauce, topped with molten, bubbly mozzarella and sharp Parmesan cheese, and baked until it's a glorious, cheesy, saucy mess. It is the definition of a crowd pleaser. First things first, the chicken cutlet. You have to start with a good quality chicken breast and pound it thin. This is not optional. Pounding it to an even thickness, about 1/4 of an inch, ensures that it cooks quickly and evenly, so you don't have a dry, overcooked doorstop. It also makes the chicken incredibly tender. Use a meat mallet or a rolling pin, place the chicken between 2 pieces of parchment paper, and be firm but gentle. You're tenderizing it, not pulverizing it into mush. Next, the breading station. This is a 3-step process, and you need to get it right for that perfect crispy coating. Station 1: seasoned flour, salt, pepper, garlic powder. This helps the egg adhere and adds the first layer of seasoning. Station 2: beaten eggs with a splash of water or milk. This is the glue. Station 3: the breadcrumbs. I like to use a mix of panko for extra crunch and Italian-style breadcrumbs for flavor. And you must season the breadcrumbs. Add grated Parmesan, dried oregano, parsley, more salt and pepper. Flavor every layer. Now, to cook it. You want to shallow fry the breaded cutlets in a good amount of oil. Don't be shy with the oil. You want it to come about halfway up the side of the chicken. This ensures an even golden brown crust. Get the oil nice and hot, but not smoking. Fry for just a few minutes on each side until it's crispy and golden. You don't need to cook it all the way through at this stage, as it will finish in the oven. Then place it on a wire rack to drain. Don't put it on paper towels, or the bottom will get soggy. Finally, the assembly. Place your beautifully fried cutlets in a baking dish. Spoon over a generous amount of a simple, flavorful marinara sauce. Don't drown it, just a good layer on top. Then the cheese, a slice of fresh, low-moisture mozzarella, and a heavy-handed sprinkle of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Bake it in a hot oven until the sauce is bubbling and the cheese is melted, golden, and delicious. Serve it with a side of spaghetti or a fresh green salad. It's crispy, it's cheesy, it's saucy, it's absolutely magnificent. Storming into the number 4 spot is a dish that's fast, fresh, and packed with flavor. The honey garlic chicken stir fry. This is the perfect weeknight meal. It's quicker than ordering a takeaway and honestly a million times more delicious and fresh. We're talking about tender, bite-sized pieces of chicken and crisp, tender vegetables, all coated in a ridiculously addictive, glossy, sweet, and savory honey garlic sauce. It's a riot of colors, textures, and flavors in one pan. The key to any good stir-fry is preparation. And let me tell you, the cooking process is incredibly fast. So you need to have everything chopped, measured, and ready to go before you even think about turning on the heat. This is called mise en place, and it's the law in professional kitchens. Chop your chicken into uniform, bite-sized pieces. Slice your vegetables. Bell peppers of all colors, broccoli florets, snap peas, onions, carrots. Mince your garlic and ginger. Get everything lined up and ready. The chicken needs a quick marinade. This not only adds flavor but also helps to create a velvety texture. A little bit of soy sauce, a touch of cornstarch, and maybe, some sesame oil. The cornstarch creates a light coating that protects the chicken from the high heat of the wok, keeping it juicy, and also helps to thicken the final sauce. Just a 15-minute marinade makes a world of difference. Don't skip this step, you lazy sods. It's what separates the amateurs from the pros. Now the sauce. This is where the magic lives. It's a simple but powerful combination. We need soy sauce for that salty, umami depth, honey for sweetness and that beautiful glossy finish, freshly minced garlic for that pungent kick, and a little rice vinegar to cut through the richness and add a bit of tang. A touch of sesame oil for nutty aroma, and some cornstarch mixed with water to thicken it all up at the end. Whisk it all together and have it ready to go. Balance is everything. Time to cook. Get your wok or a large frying pan screaming hot. Add a splash of oil with a high smoke point like canola or grapeseed. Add the chicken in a single layer and let it sear without moving it for a minute. You want to get a good brown crust. Once it's browned, take it out of the pan. Then stir-fry your harder vegetables first, like broccoli and carrots, for a couple of minutes, before adding the softer ones like bell peppers and snap peas. You want them to be crisp tender, not mushy. Add the chicken back in, pour over that gorgeous sauce, and let it bubble and thicken for a minute until everything is coated and glossy. Serve immediately over steamed rice. It's vibrant, it's fast, and it's a flavor explosion. Delicious. Number 3, Southern Fried Chicken, the crunch heard round the world. In our top 3, at number 3, we have an absolute icon of comfort food, a culinary legend, true Southern Fried Chicken. I'm talking about a crust so crunchy you can hear it from the next room, a coating that's craggy, seasoned to perfection, and shatters when you bite into it, revealing the most incredibly juicy, flavorful chicken meat underneath. This isn't fast food junk. This is a labor of love, a recipe passed down through generations, And when it's done right, it is a spiritual experience. The journey to fried chicken perfection begins long before the fryer. It starts with a brine or a buttermilk soak. This is non-negotiable. Soaking the chicken pieces in seasoned buttermilk for at least 4 hours, or ideally overnight, does two incredible things. The slight acidity of the buttermilk tenderizes the meat to an unbelievable degree, and the salt seasons the chicken from the inside out. You're guaranteeing juicy, flavorful meat before you even start cooking. Next up, the dredge. The seasoned flour coating is the secret to that craggy, crunchy crust. You need plain all-purpose flour, and you need to season it with passion. Don't be shy. We're talking a generous amount of salt, black pepper, paprika for color, garlic powder, onion powder, and maybe a little cayenne for a whisper of heat. The pro tip here is to take a few tablespoons of that buttermilk from the soak and drizzle it into your flour mixture, working it in with your fingertips. This creates little clumps that will fry up into those extra crunchy, craggy bits on the crust. Now, the frying. This requires patience and the right equipment. A heavy-bottomed pot or a cast iron skillet is best, as it holds the heat evenly. You need about 1 inch or 2 of a neutral oil with a high smoke point, like peanut or canola oil. Heat it to about 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 165 degrees Celsius. You don't want it too hot, or the crust will burn before the chicken is cooked through. Carefully place your dredged chicken pieces into the hot oil, making sure not to overcrowd the pan. Fry the chicken for about 6 to 8 minutes per side, turning it carefully until it's a deep golden brown and cooked through. The internal temperature should reach 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 74 degrees Celsius. Once it's cooked, remove it from the oil and, this is critical, place it on a wire rack to drain. This allows air to circulate and keeps the bottom crust from getting soggy. Let it rest for a few minutes before you dive in. The steam inside will finish cooking the meat to perfection. The contrast between that crunchy, savory crust and the succulent, steamy meat inside is what makes this dish a legend. It's pure, unadulterated joy. Number 2, sizzling chicken fajitas, the ultimate Tex-Mex fiesta. Sizzling its way into the number 2 spot is the life of the party, the ultimate interactive meal, chicken fajitas. You know the moment, that unmistakable sound of sizzling. The plume of fragrant steam that turns every head in the restaurant. Fajitas are more than just a meal. They're an experience. We're talking about strips of chicken marinated in bold spices, seared to perfection, and served on a screaming hot skillet with charred sweet peppers and onions. It's a fiesta on a plate. It all begins with a powerful, punchy marinade. This is where you build the soul of the dish. You need oil, lime juice for that bright, acidic kick, and a serious amount of spice. My go-to blend includes chili powder, cumin for that earthy, smoky flavor, smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, a little oregano, and of course, salt and pepper. You want to slice your chicken breast or thighs into thin strips and let them soak in that glorious marinade for at least 30 minutes to absorb all that incredible flavor. The vegetables are just as important as the chicken. You want a colorful mix of bell peppers, red, yellow, green, and a large onion. Slice them into strips of a similar size to the chicken so everything cooks evenly. The goal isn't to cook them down to mush. You want them to be tender crisp with some bite and some beautiful charred spots on the edges. That char adds a smoky sweetness that is absolutely essential to a great fajita. The cooking method is fast and furious. You need a very hot pan, preferably a cast iron skillet because it gets incredibly hot and retains its heat. Sear the marinated chicken strips in batches so you don't overcrowd the pan. You want to get a beautiful brown crust on the chicken. Once the chicken is cooked, remove it from the pan. Then, in the same pan, add your sliced peppers and onions. Let them cook in the leftover chicken juices and spices, stirring occasionally until they start to soften and get that lovely char. Finally, add the chicken back to the pan with the vegetables, squeeze over some more fresh lime juice to brighten everything up, and give it a final toss. To get that signature restaurant sizzle, you can heat a separate cast iron serving platter and transfer the mixture onto it right before serving. Serve it all with warm flour tortillas and a whole spread of toppings: guacamole, sour cream, salsa, shredded cheese, jalapenos. Everyone can build their own perfect bite. It's loud, it's fun, it's messy, and it's absolutely delicious. And here we are, the number 1, the top of the mountain, the ultimate chicken recipe you must try. It's complex, it's fragrant, it's spicy, it's creamy, it's everything you could ever want in a dish. Thai green curry chicken. A proper green curry is an explosion of flavor that dances on your palate. It's the aromatic heat from the green curry paste, the rich, cooling sweetness of coconut milk, the tender chicken, and the fresh bite of Thai basil and lime. It is, without a doubt, a culinary masterpiece. The heart and soul of this dish is the green curry paste. While you can buy very good quality paste, making your own is a game changer. It's a fragrant blend of fresh green chilies, lemongrass, galangal, which is similar to ginger but more citrusy, makrut lime leaves and zest, cilantro roots, garlic, shallots, and shrimp paste for umami depth. Pounding all of this together in a mortar and pestle releases the oils and creates a paste that is intensely aromatic and alive with flavor. It's a bit of work, but my God, is it worth it. The cooking process is about building layers of flavor in the pot. You start by frying the curry paste in a little bit of oil, or even better, the thick cream from the top of a can of coconut milk. You fry it until it's incredibly fragrant and the oil starts to separate. This step is called cracking the coconut cream, and it's crucial for developing the deepest flavor. This is what blooms all those beautiful spices and aromatics in the paste. Once the paste is fragrant, you stir in the rest of your coconut milk, along with some chicken stock to thin it slightly. Then you add your chicken, sliced thin so it cooks quickly and stays tender. Let it simmer gently in that fragrant liquid. You can also add some palm sugar to balance the saltiness and spice, and a good splash of fish sauce for that essential savory, salty, umami kick. It's all about creating that perfect balance of sweet, salty, spicy, and sour. Towards the end of cooking, you add your vegetables, things like bamboo shoots, Thai eggplant, or bell peppers. You want them to cook until just tender. The final magical touch is to turn off the heat and stir in a huge handful of fresh Thai basil leaves and a generous squeeze of fresh lime juice. This lifts the entire dish, adding a final burst of freshness and aroma. Serve it piping hot over jasmine rice. Each spoonful is a journey, creamy, spicy, sweet, fragrant, and utterly unforgettable. The best of the best. Simply sublime. And there you have it. 10 absolutely stunning powerhouse chicken recipes that will change the way you cook forever. From the simple elegance of a perfect roast chicken to the fragrant complexity of a Thai green curry, we've covered the absolute best of the best. These aren't just recipes, they are techniques, they are lessons in flavor, and they are your ticket to becoming a bloody legend in your own kitchen. I've given you the tools, now it's up to you to put in the passion and the work. No more excuses for dull, boring meals. Thank you so much for joining me, Gad Stronger, on this culinary journey. I hope you're feeling inspired, I hope you're feeling hungry, and I hope you're ready to get cooking and impress everyone you know. I've shared my favorites, but now I want to hear from you. Get down in the comments section right now and tell me, what is your absolute favorite chicken recipe? Is it one from this list, or do you have a secret family recipe you want to share? Let's get a conversation going. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this masterclass and you want more incredible recipes and cooking tips that will elevate your game, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. There is so much more deliciousness to come, and you won't want to be left behind. Now stop watching me and get in the bloody kitchen. Go on, off you go.